BBC News. Hello, I'm Tom Watts. The Venezuelan government and the opposition have signed a preliminary agreement, a major breakthrough after years of failed attempts to resolve political deadlock. They issued a joint statement requesting that billions of dollars frozen abroad be gradually released to help fund health, education and food aid programs. Our America's editor, Leonardo Rocha, reports.
This agreement has only been possible because of a change in the international situation brought about by the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Venezuela has the world's biggest non-oil reserves, and in May, the US said it was willing to restore relations with Caracas. The Biden administration has now announced that it will allow the American oil company Chevron to resume activities in the country. President Nicolás Maduro is now seeking full recognition from the United States and European countries. The Venezuelan opposition is demanding free and fair elections.
More than a month of violent protests that brought Bolivia's main farming region to a halt have come to an end after Congress passed legislation to bring forward a national census. Opposition leaders in Santa Cruz argue that a new census will show that the region deserves more seats in Congress and more government funds because the population there has grown faster than in other parts of Bolivia. The former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has announced that his party will withdraw from elected assemblies. He addressed a massive rally by his supporters in Rawalpindi and accused the country's political system of being corrupt. Mr. Khan is demanding early elections, as our Pakistan correspondent Samira Hussain explains.
All of these protest marches that he's been holding since he was pushed out of office back in April is his desire to have fresh elections. The government has continuously said that it will not heed those calls, that they will hold elections next year as planned. But it is entirely possible that through this new political maneuvering by Mr. Khan, that you'll end up in a same situation where elections are in fact going to be held next year, sometime around the same time that they were planned.
Anti-government protests in Iran have continued at several universities following deadly clashes on Friday. Rights groups say nearly 450 demonstrators have been killed since the unrest began in September. Mike Thompson reports.
Students at Tehran's Kabir University united on Saturday in a foot-stomping anti-government song. Their protest was echoed by others in the cities of Esfahan and Qum, south of the capital. The demonstrations follow violent clashes with security forces on Friday in the southeastern city of Zahedan. 4 protesters are reported to have been shot dead.
You're listening to the latest world news from the BBC. A second person injured in bomb attacks in Jerusalem on Wednesday has died in hospital. Teresa Tasume Ben Mada, who was in his 50s, had emigrated to Israel from Ethiopia 2 decades ago. His death follows that of a 16-year-old Israeli-Canadian youth who was also caught in the blasts. No group has said it carried out the attacks. The Electoral Commission in Equatorial Guinea says Teodoro Obiang Nguema Mbasogo has been re-elected to a 6th term as president. It says he won 94.9% of the votes cast. Mr. Obiang is the world's longest-serving president. Political opposition is barely tolerated in the country. All media is tightly controlled. Argentina has beaten Mexico 2-0 in the men's World Cup football with goals from Lionel Messi and Enzo Fernandez. Alex Capstick is in Qatar.
Huge relief for Argentina and their fans. Their World Cup hopes remain intact. And it was their captain, Lionel Messi, who broke the deadlock to set them on their way to a precious victory against a stubborn Mexico. In the 64th minute, he received the ball outside the penalty area, took a couple of steps and slammed the ball low and hard into the bottom corner. The Argentine fans in the packed, raucous Lusail Stadium went wild. Their hero had delivered the crucial blow. Enzo Fernandez doubled the lead late on. Victory over Poland in their last group match will guarantee Messi's team a place in the next round.
Earlier, France became the first team to qualify for the next round, beating Denmark 2-1. And NASA's Orion spacecraft has broken the record for the furthest distance travelled from Earth by a vehicle that is habitable by humans. This test flight doesn't have any crew on board and is currently almost 406,000 kilometres from Earth. That's almost 6,000 kilometres beyond the previous record held by the Apollo 13 spacecraft. BBC News.
Hi, thank you for watching. I hope the videos are useful for you. Please subscribe to my channel using the button below.